I think radio began its decline at the end of World War II with the development of television, probably late 40s, early 50s. Almost 1950 exactly when I would date it from. TV was taking over. What happened was just economics, because the management of whom I was a part just said, your budget is cut, your budget is cut. Amos and Andy were brought back as disc jockeys. It was just economics. And gradually shows were just left out of the schedule. I think the final thing I realized, I got an offer to go into television, and I didn't want to go into television, but I knew my job was vanishing. But I really knew it was vanishing after I left and took a job at Screen Gems as a writer-producer. They never replaced me. I was the last vice president of CBS Radio. Radio represented, in those days, to me at least, the freedom to fail, and we could try things, we could experiment. Sometimes we'd fall on our face, but every now and then we'd do something wonderful. And I think that's the essence of any creative process. One has to have the freedom to fail.
In April 1954, the man you just heard, Bill Froug, was a supervisor for a new CBS series called Nightwatch. The show attempted to take Dragnet's realism to the next level. It placed reporter Donn Reid in Culver City officer Ron Perkins' car. Reid rode the 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift, wearing a hidden wire to capture the high drama of the job. Before the premiere broadcast, Reid had accumulated over 100 reels of tape. It included criminals caught in the act, a homicide confession, and the statement of a drug addict. The show was produced by Sterling Tracy and announced by Dan Cubberly. Vernon McKenny was the engineer, and Ray Gerhardt the editor, removing all traces of real names and locales. Nightwatch premiered on Monday, April 5th at 10 p.m. with an episode called Nude Prowler.
In service, starting mileage 6428, 6428. Detectives Perkins and Walter, and police recorder Donn Reid. Central District Patrol, turn of duty 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. on the night watch.
Check 54, mileage 6428, patrolling Central District 6:04 p.m., starting night watch.
This is Donn Reid. I'm a police recorder. The sounds you're listening to are real. This is a police car reporting in service for night duty. You will actually ride with this detective unit and follow the activities of the police officers in this car. You will watch and listen with me as the cases unfold. And as you listen, remember the people you hear are not actors, and all the voices and sounds are authentic. For this is Nightwatch.
Nightwatch. For the first time, through the medium of network radio, the actual on-the-scene report of your police force in action. There are no actors, there is no script. The investigations are recorded as they actually occur. Nightwatch, presented with the cooperation of the Police Department of Culver City, California. W.N. Hildebrand, Chief. We switch you to car 5-4, now on patrol, and to police recorder Donn Reid.
Just checking our log. At 6:31 p.m. this date, we took a stolen car report and arranged transportation home for the victim. 7:32 p.m. assisted West Los Angeles police at the scene of a traffic accident. Cleared. 8:22 p.m. It might be interesting to note...
All units in the vicinity. At 2091 Hazelton, that's 2091 Hazelton, a 459 there now. Unit 54 handle the call. Code 2.
5-4, Roger, we're rolling. Well, there's our call. And I reported 459. That means a burglar. A burglar is in the house and has been cited by some citizen or perhaps even the victim. We don't know. We have no further information on it. And we're taking off and moving as rapidly as conditions allow. Now, code 2, is which we are running, means we just have our red light on. We're not using a siren for quite obvious reasons. We don't want to tip off our presence. Now, one thing in particular that I can feel as we're running in here on these last few seconds, I can feel the tension that has suddenly come over the car. I know I personally feel it. A moment ago, we were cruising along, the conversation was casual, and suddenly comes this call, a burglar, which in the terminology of the police department, of course, is a 459. We're coming into the area now where the burglar has been reported. We've traveled perhaps, I'd say, 2.5 to 3 miles since our call was originally received. Our car is now watching for the street. We'll turn off to the right when it happens. And as a matter of fact, this is it, I believe, up ahead. Our red light has been turned off now. We're in second gear, slowing down. No, apparently this is, yes, it is too. This is the street. And now our car lights have gone off. We're driving completely in the dark. The officers are watching both sides of the sidewalk to see if we can see any person at all of suspicious nature. And this apparently is the house right off to the right. I notice the officers observing. And we're coming in now, moving out as quietly as possible. The officers are getting out of the car, and we'll be right along behind them. Going up the walk as I'm talking. Up on the front porch, there's a gentleman who is motioning the officers into the house. Let's move right on in. Standing across from me in the bedroom door is a middle-aged woman clutching a bathrobe to her throat and appears to be in a very highly nervous condition. The officers are questioning her about the prowler. Let's move right on over.
Whoever he was, he came in, and I went into the bathroom, and he was in this room, and I thought it was my daughter. And then I was in the bathroom, and he walked right in the bathroom, and I went to go out, and he gave me a shove. And I started screaming. Naturally, then, my husband ran out of here, and my daughter just came in. Mm-hmm. See? And he was gone by the time she came back in.
Could you tell me, what did he look like, ma'am?
He was taller than you was, because he pushed me, and he had a white shirt on and a tie.
Was he a young man? Old
Yes,
man?
he was a younger man. When he went to shove me, I screamed. And he wasn't going to let me out of the bathroom, you know. And whenever, as soon as he pushed me, then I noticed he had gray trousers and a white shirt and a tie, and he was taller than you are. He must have come in this room first and dropped his coat. I don't know whether he knew these houses or whether he mixed them up. They don't get much alike.
Oh, we found a coat. The officers discovered a coat with a name in it, unquestionably. I'm moving out of the house now as I'm speaking, and that was the mother of you. Heard the description of it. I'm moving away now, and unquestionably we will go on an investigation and determine just who and what this man is. The officers now are checking to see if he is still in the neighborhood. Right now, we'll move back to our car.
Traveling in an unmarked car, Reid used a reel-to-reel tape recorder with a microphone hidden in a flashlight. These were authentic, unscripted, and unrehearsed. In one case, Reid was nearly shot. In another, he was stabbed, but saved by a leather jacket. At the end of each show, Police Chief W.N. Hildebrand gave listeners updates on what happened to the people in each incident.
Here in our police car again, and I've just been informed by one of the officers that while we were in the house on this investigation, Control 1 has received a second prowler call just a couple of blocks from here, as a matter of fact. Another car has been dispatched to that location.
So, in all units in vicinity. At 2036 Evergreen, they're holding a prowler there now. 5-4, this may be your 459 suspect wanted on your present call.
5-4, Roger. Well, this very possibly is a tie-in somewhere on that case. But where is that, Sergeant?
It's right down the end of this block, Don. I think it's the house there with a light on, right at the corner.
Right, check. We're coming to a stop now. And sliding in, our lights are out. We're skidding into a stop. And now let's get out with the officers and determine exactly what's happening. This very possibly...
He's right in there, officer. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Come on, Don.
Following the officers on into the house now as we're going into the main room. And this very possibly may be the suspect that we're looking for. He is in the bedroom, or rather the bathroom, of a private home. The officers are in with him, and he is standing in the nude at the present time. The officers have called for a blanket. He's putting up quite a fight about this whole thing. And I'll see if I can move in there. I can't quite get near enough to him now to pick up his voice, because, as I said, the man in this case, the suspect, is completely nude, and they are throwing a blanket around him.
All right, fella, you've been placed under arrest. Let's go.
Well, the prisoner is being escorted out of the house, and I'm tagging along behind now as I'm speaking. He is handcuffed with just a blanket pulled up around him. Outside of the door now. The prisoner is being placed in the back seat of Unit 50 with an officer guarding him. Well, that means for us, next stop, police headquarters. It's 10:05 p.m., and I'm standing here at the booking desk in the Culver City Police Station. The suspect was positively identified by two of the victims a few moments ago. The suspect is being brought out of the detention room now. You probably can hear the cell door open, and two of the officers are directing the prisoner toward the booking desk. And incidentally, he is still handcuffed, and his only clothing is that blanket pulled around him. Sergeant Perkins is about to book the prisoner.
What happened tonight?
Yeah.
How'd you get involved? Chapter's name is Murphy, your sergeant's name is I don't know what. Add the two together and you have how I got involved.
How'd you get in that house down there?
The house belonged to me, Sergeant.
How about the other two houses?
They too belong to me, Sergeant.
You own the property, do you?
Indeed I do.
Where are your clothes?
Officer, may I ask you a question? Have you ever, in your house, this is your own individual house, ever gone to the bathroom without your trousers on?
Sure, in my own house.
Right. That house in which this particular officer and officer, is it a sergeant? There are about 5 or 6 properties in the city of Santa Monica that I own.
This is the city of Culver City, not the city of Santa Monica, and these people are sending complaints against you.
Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, and I suggest that you check with the people themselves.
Well, here is your property slip.
Okay.
What property you don't have. You're being booked on suspicion of 459, which is burglary and attempt assault.
Right.
What?
I say I am fully aware of that.
Okay. Take his handcuffs off and put them on Dragnet.
Would I be going too far to ask for pair of trousers?
We don't have any. Our buddies are going to try to get some for you.
Just a second, please. May I finish talking? Okay. Would you do me one favor?
What's that?
Call district attorney.
You know the district attorney?
No, not directly.
Well, I'm sure that you wait till Monday morning then.
No, I don't think so either. I think perhaps you better call now.
Take his handcuffs off and put them back in the cell.
May I say one thing? I asked you, I made a request.
We'll call him Monday morning.
Wait a minute. Before you go any further, I have committed no crimes. Remember this. I have asked for a request to call the district attorney, and you have said no, right?
Take him back in.
That's all? Thank you. When you're demoted Monday morning, come see me.
We have moved over here to the Nightwatch commander's office, where he and Sergeant Perkins have been conferring on the many reports necessary in this case. I think we're about ready to clear, right, Sergeant?
In just a minute, Don. By the way, you might be interested in 1 or 2 other developments that have occurred.
Really?
A friend of the suspect came to the station a short while ago and brought some clothes for the prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
And incidentally volunteered the information that the suspect did not, to his knowledge, own any of the property he claimed he did during our interrogation.
I see.
And by the way, he also stated the prisoner had been a guest of honor at a stag party given earlier this evening.
Really?
Yeah, he was scheduled to be married tomorrow.
You are listening to Nightwatch. For the first time, through the medium of network radio, the on-the-scene activities of a detective unit on their tour of duty. The people are not actors.
Nightwatch aired until April 21st, 1955. Donn Reid went on to be one of the first traffic helicopter reporters. And Ron Perkins eventually was elected mayor of Culver City.
To police recorder Donn Reid on patrol in police car 5-4.